I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is the Peddling Fiction Podcast, and I'm your host, the voice and soul of so-called fiction, Johnny Profita. And of course, back with me is the one and only Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell. What's going on over there in Hillbilly Land? Anything worth talking about?
I can still sprint short distances. I hit go live, and then I heard the dogs barking. I was like, "Oh shit! I left the dogs out. I gotta go." So I had to sprint across and put them back in the house.
I was spacing out that whole time. I didn't even realize you weren't here. I do. It is a great reminder, though, to have those Trump clips at the very end, because, man, he is not fixing much these days. And he is really good with words as well. He has the best words, and he's fixing everything. It's right on. It's perfect. It's right on point with all the other clips for the intro, and he makes it better with each passing day.
And he has the best memes too.
I heard about this. I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
It got taken down. It was up on, Sunday. I think it was up on Sunday, and he did an explanation and said that it was him so the original was from several months ago, and it's supposed to be Trump healing Uncle Sam. So Trump healing America. But it was meant as a joke. And then he reposted it and said, well, I didn't think it was sacrilegious. I just thought it was like being a doctor or something, which sprouted its own hilarious memes. And then he since has taken it down. Although there was a
wait, can you pull it back up again? I want to look at this again. There's a lot going on in this picture.
There's a lot going on.
If you're just listening, this is the Trump Jesus thing.
Yeah, so here's Trump putting his hands on. This is supposed to be Uncle Sam. We got the nurse and the soldier and the veteran back in the background, and we got the American flag, and we got Statue of Liberty and the Eagles flying and the fighter jets, and then we've got some sort of demon in the middle there. I think that's supposed to be like an archangel or something, but looks kind of crazy. And then we got the soldiers up in the clouds in heaven, and
like the sun behind them. Yeah.
This is bizarre. And I'm assuming that's the Federal Reserve back there in the background.
Oh man,
I don't know. There's a lot going on.
Maybe gonna bomb it. Hopefully, we bomb the fucking Federal Reserve. Although, dude, I didn't send you this because I haven't really looked into it at all. But there's speaking of bombing the Federal Reserve, there was Anthropic came out with this AI thing that they had to basically take off the market because they thought it was too dangerous. And it basically, they said it could destroy the banking system overnight. It was way too good at figuring out how to fucking penetrate any sort of banking system. And
if it's out there, that means it's going to be weaponized at some point. Like, just because they took it down doesn't mean it's going to stay down.
Yeah,
So.
well, they didn't go live. Like, from what I understand, they didn't go live with it or whatever. They put it into like one of those, they call it like a sandbox or whatever, where it's just like it's like a simulated reality, and it like has to get out or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we can't release this. It could literally just go in and just move trillions of dollars from the Federal Reserve's balance sheet if it wanted to, apparently. Anyway,
That
so that might be how we destroy ourselves.
Well, so the that meme that he posted, or that AI image that he posted, it got a few different reworks and upgrades, and this one might have been the best one though. We got Trump feeding Uncle Sam McDonald's with Erica Kirk with an extra, or with a biggie size drink. Got the Hamburglar, Grimace. We got the JD Vance meme.
The fat JD Vance.
drones delivering McDonald's. Got the arch.
Yeah, that's better. It's just such a weird, like, I don't understand the impulse to post that. Like, I get that there are fucking just Trump fanatics out there that would make that and post it, but to have Trump himself post that, it's just, I don't know, it just seems like a level of narcissism that I didn't think was possible. It's like, here I am as the fucking savior.
And I'm sure to some extent it's one of those things that, like, he saw it and was just like, oh, that's cool, and then reposted it, not thinking anything of it. But still, like, you got to think better of that. Like, don't fucking do that.
Yeah, I could understand like, from his perspective, not understanding the religious implications of it, because despite what he said about like loving the Bible and everything, like, he's not a religious guy.
Correct.
That was what's your favorite Bible verse? He's like, oh, there are so many. It's like, yeah, he hasn't fucking read a page of the Bible. And so I understand that he would never, like, that wouldn't occur to him. He's like, oh, this could offend religious people. But I don't know. You have to have a better sense of just like, do I really think I am the fucking savior? And I guess maybe he does at this point.
But that last meme kind of plays into the a clip that you had sent of Trump receiving McDonald's delivery outside the Oval Office. This is perfect.
That's very nice. Look at this. This doesn't look staged, does it? That's really good. DoorDash is doing a good job.
Oh, that's funny.
The reason for this is the fact that I heard you picked up an extra $11,000 if we did, because the tax bill was so big.
Yeah, dude, this is just so I didn't actually listen to this with the sound. I didn't think you needed the sound. And I reposted. I was like, this is as organic as the food that she's delivering. Like, it's the most staged fucking thing ever. At least he pointed that out himself. So, because it's just, they are so desperate for any sort of benefit, like pro-Trump beneficial story.
So this is the no tax on tips thing that they signed into law. So the DoorDashers don't have to pay taxes on their tips. So apparently this lady made like $11,000 in tips last year, and she didn't have to pay taxes on. So, well, I mean, that's,
yeah. He ordered. So he's ordering. If you're just listening, he ordered DoorDash, McDonald's DoorDash, and they just staged this delivery at like the front door of the White House, and it's just like a super awkward conversation with him and this like middle-aged woman. And this is the no tax on tips thing that I don't know. I guess it was that I get there was something. It was either the no tax on tips or it was like the I think it was the Social Security tax that didn't actually, like, it sounded like it was going to be something good, but it didn't really come to fruition. I don't know. I've been so busy.
I think the no tax on tips actually went through. I don't know if the Social Security one did or not. Some of the child tax credits and other tax breaks did go through, which, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for everybody paying less in taxes, but at the same time, if they're just going to keep spending insane amounts of money, you're getting taxed through the inflation is the tax. And it's so much easier for them to tax. I almost want people to have to pay the fucking higher taxes so that it lights a fire under people's this is ridiculous. This is so fucking ridiculous. We cannot keep doing this because they've designed it in such a way that nobody even feels it. You just don't feel it. They take the money out of your paycheck before it even hits your account. So as far as you're concerned, the money was never really yours. It just doesn't feel like it was yours.
Right. The obvious solution to make people understand how fucked up this whole system is employers don't withhold taxes during the year ever again. Yeah. Like you have to file your taxes and then stroke them a check. And then when you see how much you're paying in taxes, then you actually understand I'm getting fucking hosed. Like this is terrible. I will say though, this is the first year since Trump left office that I didn't have to pay a metric ton. We didn't change our withholdings any, and this year we're about break even. Whereas the last several years we've had to pay in anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000.
Yeah, and I mean I always knew that this was the case, but even I was a W-2 employee up until 3 years ago. And so for the last 3 years, I mean, and there were times when I was a W-2 employee where I had to pay more, but over the last 3 years, now I have to pay it all by tomorrow. I have to fucking actually send them, you can't even put it you could put it on a credit card, but they charge you 2.5% to do that. I was I can't even fucking get credit card points for this. So now I just have to do a direct wire to the goddamn government for that fucking, thousands of dollars. It's infuriating, dude. It's infuriating having to pay tens of thousands of dollars to an entity that you literally consider the fucking devil.
And in your case, get literally no benefit from whatsoever.
Right. I have not spent more than, I bet you in the last 6 years, I've spent maybe a month on U.S. soil. Total.
Are you still required Are you still required to carry insurance under the Obamacare, even though you don't live in the U.S.?
Dude, I have no idea what's going on with that. They ask me if I have health insurance. I just say no. And sometimes the numbers change. I don't know, dude. It's too complicated. I'm just whatever. I'm not fucking doing it. So I don't have health insurance. If something goes wrong here, I will just pay out of pocket and I will go see a doctor that day and I will probably get treated. I won't have to wait 3 months like you had to wait for your fucking esophagus thing. Yeah, it's insane. It's fucking insane. And you have these people and there's the people that are paying all these fucking taxes. And then you have the people that want the people that are paying all these taxes to pay more. In the wake of, this past year I've never seen more government fraud uncovered than this past year, right? Not necessarily this calendar year, but from today to a year ago, the amount of fraud that's being uncovered in all of these government programs and waste and abuse is off the fucking charts. And instead of addressing that, they're doing a couple of things, but one is coming up with new ways to tax you. And it's just the amount of disrespect that politicians have for U.S. citizens is really off the charts. Could you imagine? You're already taking 40%. You're already taking 40%, and you've been busted fucking around, using that 40% for all kinds of bullshit. And when it comes out, it's oh well, we need more healthcare, we need better this, we need better that. It's okay, well we just need to tax you a little more then. We'll tax your wealth. We'll just start confiscating wealth from people. How about that? And it's well, how about you how about you? We gave you $5 trillion last year, trillion in theft to work with, but it's worse than that because in the wake of like the fraud that's being uncovered in California and the fraud that was uncovered in Minnesota, California, can you pull up that article? This is their response to Nick Shirley investigative journalism that uncovered a bunch of this fraud over last year. So that just sit back and think what you would expect lawmakers to do when you be like, hey, you know that like 500 billion we gave you, it all went to fucking fraudulent shit. You might want to shore that up. You think? Okay. So what are they doing? How are they addressing the issue, Justin?
California lawmakers introduced the Stop Nick Shirley Act. It would appear that independent journalist Nick Shirley's expose on medical subsidies fraud in California, largely perpetrated by immigrants, was more devastating to Democrats than anyone could have guessed. California is now looking to, they're trying to pass a bill that would criminalize investigative journalism with misdemeanors, $10,000 fines, imprisonment, and content takedown. The proposed bill is titled AB 2624. And it is the Stop Nick Shirley Act to criminalize investigative journalism. They're trying to stop people from looking into theft, fraud, and other illegal activities in the state of California. Instead of looking at this and saying, oh shit, maybe we should fix the fraud, they said, oh shit, we need to penalize the people who are uncovering the fraud and keep them from doing more of this.
You can't hate these people enough. You cannot fucking hate these people enough, dude. That is ridiculous. They're not even criminalizing the people that are fucking stealing the money. No, the guy be like, hey, you're walking down the street and you go up to the police officer and you're like, hey, dude, that guy's robbing that guy over there. And you get arrested for pointing it out. And they let the police let the crime go. That's where we are right now. Dude, it's, oh my God. It makes your fucking blood boil, dude.
They're saying that this is doxing and harassment, and that it is knowingly posting, displaying, disclosing, or distributing on the internet or social media the personal information or images of individuals with the specific intent to incite violence, threaten harm, or enable a crime involving violence against them. So what they're saying is that by him uncovering and exposing all of this fraud, he is actually the bad guy because he is doing that with the intent. They're claiming that he is doing this with the intent to bring about harm on the people who are perpetuating the fraud. That's basically what this bill, the bill operates under the assumption that he is uncovering fraud and exposing it to cause harm to these people.
Yeah.
And so because of that, because that is the
working. I want to kill every single one of these fucking pussy politicians at this point, and they are the ones enabling it. So, well, but yeah, that's not his intent. His intent is to expose these programs for being worthless money sucks. Oh God, it is infuriating. You cannot hate these politicians enough. No, don't point out all the things we're doing wrong. We will make that illegal.
Okay, AB 2624 would allow activists and taxpayer-funded organizations to demand the removal of video evidence, even if it captures misconduct in plain view and threatens journalists with massive financial penalties. If this bill becomes the law, the message is clear to every journalist in California: expose corruption, and you will be punished. And I mean, this is obviously unconstitutional. Like, you can't. Determining or saying that they are doing this with violent intent is absolute fucking bullshit. It's like hate speech. Like, it doesn't fucking exist. You can't prove that in any court of law anywhere. This is also a very clear First Amendment violation. Like, everything about this is fucking insane. And what's really crazy about this is, like, they don't have a problem with it when left-wing media slanders and says blatantly untrue things about anybody that they disagree with. But if he goes and legitimately exposes fraud, that is somehow it's words of violence, obviously, and he needs to be fined $10,000 and possibly more.
Yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous that somebody would come up with the idea of even proposing this bill.
Right.
And you would think if this goes to a judge, they would just throw out, even if they get this bill passed, like, dude, get me on this fucking jury.
Who introduced and co-sponsored this bill? Because those people need to be strung up by their toes and beat like piñatas.
Yeah. Like, dude, I'm sorry, dude. We are well past the point of just like a slap on the wrist or something for these people.
Well, they're not even getting fucking slaps on the wrist. The one in Minnesota that was carrying out $11 million worth of Medicaid fraud has just disappeared without a trace. They have absolutely no fucking clue where they went. They just lost.
So this is
gone.
right. So yeah, if you're Nick Shirley, you'll get charged, probably fined, tens of thousands of dollars, which they will just use the government's power to take from your bank account. Like, you can't, like, not just pay the fine. They'll just fucking garnish your wages or something. This guy, that was like the 11 billion or something in the Minnesota fraud.
11 million.
11 million. Sorry. I think I sent you another thing on that has some more details, but the judge gave him basically 2 bail options. I've never even heard of this. So you get 2 options. One was post like a $50,000 bond and have to be like under house arrest or something and surrender your passport. And the other one was post 150,000 bond and just be completely free. And so what do you think he did? He posted the 150,000, but he took some of the money that he stole, posted the 150,000 bond, and fucked off to Somalia.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. There's more details in there.
This is the judge. This shows who the judge is. And it explains everything. Basically, the same way you just explained it. Under the plea agreement, the dude received a state prison sentence and was able to pay the $150,000 and then just fuck off. So, yeah. And this judge has a track record of doing this sort of thing for Somalis and other illegals. Like, this isn't the first time that this judge has allowed these people to just get off with nothing at all.
Dude, yeah. So you can steal $11 million of taxpayer money. All you had to do is pay out. What was the bond? Was it 150K? Yeah. So he made off with 11 million minus 150K, and now he can go live like a fucking king anywhere in the world. Dude, could you buy Somalia for 11 million? Like, just buy the whole fucking thing? Probably a lot cheaper than that. I don't know why you'd want to buy it, but imagine what you could do. Like, you could have like fucking 50 servants just waiting on your every beck and call in Somalia.
You know what the solution?
Flying in food from places that don't suck.
You know what the solution to the Somalian problem is? Somalia is estimated to be worth around 12.94 billion. So all we need is for Elon Musk to just buy Somalia and then gut it the way he did Twitter.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, dude, they stole that much just from Minnesota.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah, why aren't let's just take these shitholes. Forget about Greenland. Let's take Somalia. Clean that up, Trump. Jesus Christ. And I mean, and these judges, like, dude, back to the California thing, like, now do we have to depend on a judge to fucking throw this thing out? Because I'm sure they could find a fucking California judge that's going to go along with that. The whole system is based, all of these people's livelihoods revolves around them being able to steal taxpayer money in one way, shape, or another. So it's like, good luck finding a fucking judge with the integrity in California to do the right thing. We're seeing all of these judges. The other infuriating court ruling that came down late last week that we were going to talk about on Friday was the guy that stabbed Irina, the Ukrainian girl on the train.
Yeah. He was let off because he was found mentally unfit to stand trial. This dude has been convicted 16 other times. Like he was mentally fit to be convicted to stand trial and be convicted 16 other times, but this time he's not.
Yeah,
if you are mentally this might get us taken down. If you are mentally unfit to stand trial, you are mentally unfit to be a part of civilized society, and you should be forcibly removed. Fucking period.
Yeah, it shouldn't be up for debate. And I saw people trying to make like but you want to have this legal protection in the system, blah 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 blah. I'm like,
no, absolutely
no,
not.
I don't think we need it. I really don't think we need this, and we certainly don't need it by today's standard. Whatever retarded standard they're using by mentally fit to stand trial, like they have taken that, and these pussy lawyers have twisted it.
The dude made a conscious decision to stand up, remove a knife from his pocket, and stab somebody multiple times until they were dead. You are mentally fit for anything. You made that choice. Nobody made that choice for you. There wasn't a bug in his brain that made him do that. And if there was, it still needs to be removed.
Even worse, dude.
Right.
Okay, fine.
Nobody's operating this dude with a remote control. Like, he made that decision. So he has to suffer the consequences of that decision.
Dude, I can't imagine, like, there's just no society anybody would want to live in where this guy is not put down immediately. Why do we even need a trial? I'm sorry. We have him on video.
Right. What's the point of a trial? Like,
oh, I mean, the trial's like, here's the video. Okay, done. Like, that's it. Like, oh, he needs to, somebody, oh God, I should pull up what this lawyer was talking about. It's like, well, he needs to be able to understand the proceedings and help in his defense. How is this guy going to help in his defense? What can you say? What can you do? There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. You're on fucking tape stabbing somebody for no fucking reason, other than the fact that, according to you, she was a white girl, and that's why. He literally gave you everything. I've never seen such a slam dunk of a case. It's impossible to have more of a damning evidence than not only is he on video, like before and after. No, there was no provocation. There was no nothing. He's on there giving you the reason that he did it. This is like boom, boom, boom. Here's the video. Okay, yeah, you got your due process. There's your due process. We went through the fucking motions. Now you're put to death.
Yeah.
And instead, the lawyers are going to drag this out for another fucking whatever, and give him another couple in 180 days. I think he has another evaluation to see if he's mentally stable or something, whatever the term is for it. And they'll these fucking lawyers that we're paying for, by the way, you're about to stroke a check to the government by tomorrow. If you haven't already, you better do that, or they'll put you in prison and you'll be make no mistake about it, you will be found mentally competent and everything. There will be no excuses for you, the tax-paying citizen. Just the fucking crazy people that are stabbing each other on the train. So they'll spend the next three months or whatever it is coming up with other ways to drag this out so they can collect more fees, and this guy can sit in a mental institution or wherever they have him, watching TV and fucking knitting sweaters or whatever the fuck they do. I've just fucking had it, dude. I don't want, like, we cannot colonize Mars soon enough. And all these people need to go. That's where we send them. It's just like, all right, you're out of here. Like,
and like you look at somewhere like Singapore where they have the death penalty for drug dealers, and like people have gotten mad at me because I'm like, yeah, I mean, fine, that's fine. They're like, oh, you think a drug dealer should be put to death? Like, I think pretty much anybody should. Like, if you are detrimental to society to that point, yes, do it. Because if not, if we don't, then what ends up happening? You get bullshit like this, where a dude can literally stab somebody how many times on camera, and then they just like let them off on some bullshit. Like, fuck that. Like, we are unfortunately reaching the point where it's either you have to go way over the top and over punish, or you get what we've gotten, which is no punishment for anything. And then you're going to devolve society into, like, you want to see fucking Judge Dredd or like Road Warrior type shit, because that's where we're going. Like, if you don't start actually policing and punishing legitimate crime, you're going to get fucking vigilante shit. And like, is that what we want? No, but the alternative
we can't have this. We cannot have this. This is ridiculous, dude. I'm not quite there, like, with you killing all the fucking drug dealers, but I'm being pushed in that direction. I'm not far, like a stiff breeze, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't necessarily agree with that, but we've reached the point societally where you're not giving us a hell of a lot of other options.
Oh, so you're saying we can incarcerate our way out of this, is what you're saying, as opposed to what Brandon Johnson says. We can't incarcerate ourselves out of crime. No.
I'm pretty sure El Salvador proved that, yes, you absolutely fucking can.
El Salvador and fucking Argentina are, like, in real time proving us right about everything. And nobody's paying attention to it. Nobody's talking about it. It's just more of the same old bullshit. We need, what do we need? Like, neighborhood, what do they call them?
Neighborhood watch.
Yeah, it's not neighborhood watch. They have some other stupid euphemism for it. Peacekeepers. They call them the peacekeepers. The peacekeepers have been arrested fucking dozens of times. Dude, as far as like the Singapore style go, like, dude, I'm a ball player. I'm fine with 3 strikes and you're out. I'm fine with that. Like, dude, and the third strike would be stealing a bag of fucking Doritos, dude.
Have you seen the stuff that it's like, if repeat offenders were not allowed to go past their second offense, not even looking at third offense, like if you stopped repeat offenders after the second offense, crime would drop by like 83% or something. There was a whole ass study that showed that if repeat offenders were just incarcerated and not let out after their second offense, it effectively eliminates crime. It's like crazy, right?
Yeah, because the vast majority of society is not committing crimes. And dude, I bet you would see it if there was, like, if it was, okay, on your third arrest, you're put to death. I'm not saying that this is what we should do, but I'm for a hypothetical situation. If it was like third arrest, you die. I guarantee you wouldn't see more than 2 arrests on anybody. All of a sudden, you'd see all these people become upstanding citizens of society. 100%. Well, not 100, but like 95% of them would. I imagine the behavior you'd be on if you knew the next time you got arrested, that was it. No matter what.
It's like people that are on a point system at their job where you only get so many absences or occurrences or whatever before you get fired. And like, once they get close to that number, it's like they are all of a sudden the best employee you've ever had. They show up every day, no matter what. They're there sick, they're there hurt. It doesn't matter. They are going to be at work and they are going to do their job.
Yeah, it's human nature, dude. Work's a great, like, sick days. If you give people 5 sick days, they will be sick 5 times a year. If you give them 10 sick days, they will be sick 10 days that year. Like, they're going to take it. I don't understand how this doesn't make sense to people. We're not complicated creatures. I don't know. We like to, this leftist thing of like over analyzing and underappreciating just human nature. If these were just like penguins or something, they wouldn't be like, oh yeah, we'll just give these penguins a few extra choices and a little more thing to operate. No. If you give them whatever you give them, they're going to take it because that's in their nature the vast majority of the time. So yeah, these fucking judges, I don't know what to do with these judges, man. It's becoming a huge problem. They get fucking immunity.
The judges, my personal opinion is, if someone is released by a judge and then they repeat offend, the judge who released them should get the same sentence that they get because they are culpable in that crime.
Yeah, I would love something like that, but realistically, what can we do? Realistically, what can we do to these fucking judges? Something. I mean, even if it's just, okay, if they repeat offend, like you get 3 strikes, that happens 3 times, and then you're off the bench. Like you can't be a judge anymore. You're done. Like clearly your judgment is off.
Right. You are not a good judge.
We should not be. I don't think we should be erring on the side of caution for people that have been arrested 16 times.
Or erring on the side of leniency.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this one, like this is the one that they're going to get it figured out. No, if they didn't get it figured out the last 15 fucking times, they're not figuring it out this time. Like,
right. And what do you think? Like, dude, just if you're trying to get somebody's behavior to change, just in anything, and they've done the same thing 20 times in a row, do you think doing exactly what was done to them the previous 20 times is going to get them to change their behavior the 21st time? No, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. Yeah, when I meant err on the side of caution, I meant like caution, like of not putting people in prison or something. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, dude. This is, and I know who's the founding fathers, like, oh, it's better that like 1,000 guilty men go free than one innocent man be convicted or whatever. They were not familiar with fucking people that have 35 felonies. That didn't exist back then because it would never have gotten to that point.
It was a different society. And also they would have executed people for doing most of the shit that these people are getting off with repeatedly.
Yeah. It was not possible to have 35 offenses.
Right.
That just wasn't. You would have been swinging from a fucking tree after maybe the second or third one.
Right. Firing squad. I mean, very possibly after the first one. Like not a lot of opportunity for repeat offense back then.
Yeah. The other, it's like,
go ahead.
We got plenty of fucking people, dude. Everywhere I look, there's fucking jagoffs in my way. There's plenty of people. And despite what everyone's saying, these are not astronauts and engineers, and they are not going to cure cancer. So what are we clinging to this life form for? Oh, so you can commit another 35 fucking crimes? Maybe he turns his life around at 65? To do what? They're not contributing to society. I just don't understand like why we're valuing this life so much compared to other the people that will let this guy out on like mentally unfit. They won't bat an eye to abort 10,000 babies. You know? That life doesn't seem, well, I guess it's not really life, right? It's just a clump of cells or something.
They don't care about any life other than the ones that make them feel good about themselves. Now, you said we're not complicated creatures. Canada may have proven you wrong.
Dude.
We need something to laugh at before we get too far down that the crime and punishment rabbit hole. Canada has updated the LGBT acronym to MMIWG2SLGBTQQIA+. Now, are you ready? That stands for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls and Two-Spirit, Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, Queer, Questioning, Intersex, and Asexual, plus whatever the fuck else you might come up with in your drug-addled brain. I wonder how the missing and murdered indigenous women feel about getting lumped in with the TQIAs.
What? Wait, pull that back up, dude. I'm not done. I'm not done trying to process this. And what? So what's the girls thing? They're just throwing girls in there? All girls? First of all, I thought the gender. Oh God, dude, my head's gonna explode. Okay, missing and murdered indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit. Girls is just standalone girls?
Maybe
missing women and girls, like young girls that are also missing and murdered. And first of all, if you've been murdered, what are we even doing? You're not alive
You're not
anymore.
putting your pronouns in your bio if you've been murdered. Sorry, and missing and but see, they can't say missing and murdered indigenous females because then they would have to define what female means. And so they can say women and girls because women and girls could be a loose definition of whatever the fuck you want it to be.
Yeah, so I think the girls is lumped in with the first part. Missing and murdered indigenous women and girls. Maybe they shouldn't put a comma in there. Maybe they should put an and symbol. No, and Two-Spirit, lesbian, gay, queer, and questioning. What do you yeah, questioning, obviously. Like, look at all the I've got a million questions on this. Questioning. We need 2 Q's. First of all, dude, you can't. You shouldn't be able to have the same fucking letter in your acronym more than once. This is all ridiculous. But now you have, every single one of these assholes has to type this out every time. You don't get to abbreviate it. You do not get to abbreviate it. You got to type out, what is that, fucking 12 letters now? MMIWG2SLGBTQQIA+.
When you add the plus, that puts it at 16 total.
Oh my God. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
yeah. With the plus, it's 16 total characters. This could be your password for every website ever from now on.
It would, dude, that would definitely fucking qualify for every password. It's got everything. It's got a symbol. You need to make one of them lowercase.
Oh God, I'm gonna change all of my passwords to this, and then whenever I get called to the office to be fired, and HR is like, "We're gonna need your password so we can clear off your computer," I'm just gonna give them this, and then watch their face drop, like, "Oh, maybe we can't fire him after all." Like, yeah, that's right. I'm an ally.
He's an ally of the MM. Wait,
I'm
gonna have to memorize this, dude. MMIWG2S LGBTQQIA+. I had the 2S. I just gotten that memorized, and now they added fucking 6 goddamn things to it.
Right, they add a bunch of other stuff.
Wrapping my head around the Two-Spirits.
I still don't know what the Two-Spirit thing is.
So missing and murdered indigenous women? Are they just talking about Indians? Can we just say Indian?
Yeah. Like this is a Canadian thing. So I don't know if you remember this. There was a big deal about like all of these churches and other places that were built on like indigenous burial grounds, and so they were going to close all these places down because it was really offensive to these indigenous peoples, and there was like a whole big deal of it that was made, and so they were going to like knock these buildings down, and they were going to exhume all of these bodies, and they were going to move them so that they could be buried somewhere else with dignity and with honor. And they found literally not a single fucking grave anywhere, period. None whatsoever. And it was this whole big thing about like the church had murdered all these people and like all this stuff. There was this big scandal, this big ordeal. Not a single grave or body found. Absolutely no evidence that any of this actually happened. It was just some big fucking story that was made up to make it seem like all of these missing and murdered indigenous women and girls had been so terribly mistreated, and then it was just all bullshit.
Why does that not surprise me at all? All these ancient Indian burial grounds are probably fucking bullshit. Probably ate all the bodies. Oh God. What the fuck is going on, dude? I need to hit the reset button on this planet. Might be close to it. We might be close to a reset button in the form of nuclear warfare. Okay.
Speaking of, how are things going in Iran? I haven't been checking in very much.
Yeah. So we got some really interesting truths from Donald Trump last week. And then JD Vance was supposed to go over there and negotiate the terms of this ceasefire, which is fucking, dude, Netanyahu is such a fag, dude. He is such a fucking faggot. As soon as they negotiate the terms of this ceasefire, well, not negotiate, but agree to a ceasefire, he just starts bombing the bejesus out of Lebanon.
Yeah.
And which was supposed to be one of the things that they were supposed to cease doing. So he's doing everything he can to fuck up the deal. JD Vance goes over there to negotiate. And they're so far apart on this. This is so after, if you remember correctly, Trump threatened to destroy the civilization that had been around for thousands of years. They were going to disappear overnight, and then they weren't. And then we were close to a deal, even though Iran was basically exactly where they were weeks ago when this whole thing started. They had their 10-point thing. I think the only thing that I think changed was instead of the U.S. having to pay reparations or pay for all the damages, they were going to charge a fee to use the Strait of Hormuz to collect the money to rebuild. That was like the only thing that changed, really. Negotiations went nowhere because Israel is demanding that they have no nuclear enrichment, and that's always going to be a deal breaker from Iran's perspective. So the negotiation went nowhere. And so Trump, like a day or two after saying that he didn't really care about the Strait of Hormuz, it was pretty much the rest of the world's problem because we got plenty of oil. And, if you really want to go get your stuff, just go get your ships through there and you can deal with it. Or maybe it'll just open up on its own magically. Decided to blockade it ourselves. So the new development is that, Iran was letting certain ships through and collecting fees for the privilege, and they were blocking others. So now we stepped in and we're blocking everything. So now Iran can't benefit from having it like partially opened. That's kind of where we are. And Trump is going to try to use that as leverage for another round of talks, which has the market very optimistic about this one. Precious metals were, everything was rallying today except oil. Oil got crushed again. Silver was up at 5% at one point. I think it probably closed. I don't know. I don't have the charts in front of me, but up over 4%. Gold was up almost 2%. All the markets were up like 1 or 2% on the renewed optimism of a new round of talks now that Iran is going to start feeling the pain from our blockade. Any other updates in there? I haven't. We pulled up this article here from Zero Hedge because they do a pretty good job of tracking everything, but I haven't read it. Read updates since, probably an hour before we started.
All the stuff that you more or less talked about. There's the U.S. put its own blockade in place. South Korea is working on negotiating the tolls with Iran, but also South Korea is cozy with the U.S. So they're playing both sides to try to make sure they can get their shit once things start to move. Saudi Arabia has concerns, but they're also in bed with Israel and the U.S. in this whole ordeal, so they're probably not going to raise too much of a stink. China is one of them that Iran was allowing to move stuff through, and a lot of this has been speculated to have to do to be dealing with sticking it to China to kind of break some of China's stranglehold on a lot of the global economy as they've had it, and to kind of weaken them a bit. Iran was allowing China to move stuff through. The U.S. blockade has prevented that. There are reports in this, as well as on the rest of the internet, that a Chinese vessel decided to test the U.S. blockade and then turned the fuck around and went back. They got close enough in their testing to realize that they probably shouldn't continue to push, and they did a U-turn and left. So it's, as of right now, everything's pretty well shut down. They seem to think that there will be renewed negotiation talks starting sometime within the next couple days. So we'll see going into the weekend if anything has actually come of that. You can also place bets on if this will all be resolved by June 30th. Currently, that's kicking off at about 63% chance that everything will be resolved by the end of June. So if you have money and want to go place some bets, that's the odds right now.
Yeah. This escalation is this is an interesting one, because China, that was one of the concerns. Like, dude, what are we really gonna start flexing against China now? Like, dude, we don't have the cards to do that. Remember when Trump's like, oh, you don't have the cards? Dude, this is a very, very dangerous game to be playing. It's an interest, like I understand why he's doing it. And it does seem like an incoherent thing, because Trump's just all over the map with the messaging on this. But you really don't have, from his perspective, after you drew a red line and said you were going to bomb them back to the Stone Age or something, you're not prepared to do that. Okay. You don't want to put troops on the ground. Okay. What else can you really do other than this? But now you're flirting with pissing off the rest of the world. Like, this could really spiral into a conflict with some other nuclear armed countries, and not doing us any favors around the world, man. China, I get, like, they're gonna test this, so they tested it out, and they're like, okay, well, let's see if this round of talks can produce anything. If they don't, dude, China's not just gonna sit back and let us block all their oil. I don't know if that will turn into a direct but dude, if China could just start dumping treasuries or something. They got 2 trillion of them. They can hurt us in other ways. They could stop shipping us goods. How many things do you have around your place that were made in China?
See, maybe I'm a little bit of a collapsitarian in some ways, but I would like to see China start like dumping and is, that however many trillion of our debt that they own, like, do it, because that would collapse everything. Like, that would basically push this whole thing to like the hard reset you were talking about earlier, because that would prove that, like, it's all of the money is just numbers on a computer. None of it exists. It's all fake and gay. Like, just start, like, prove it. Like, show the world how much of just a giant, like, a cup game that it is. Like, there's not actually anything under any of the cups. It's all make believe. The only thing keeping the whole thing afloat is everybody believing that the whole thing is still floating.
Yeah. So, dude, China's actually really reduced their balance sheet over the last couple of years. They're only at 700 billion, basically, according to Grok.
Oh, they realized they were never getting any of that money back.
Yeah, so they're down from 1.3 trillion in 2013. Man, these numbers seem kind of old, though. All right. They're the 3rd largest holder behind Japan. Japan has 1.225 trillion. The UK has 895 billion. and China has 694 billion. The total outstanding foreign holdings of treasuries is 9.3 trillion. So who's holding the rest of these?
Right, that's a lot.
How could the three largest holders is only like 2.5 trillion, and then the rest of the world has fucking almost 7? That doesn't sound right. I don't know if Grok's numbers are correct on this, but if dude, the whole world could start dumping their treasuries at one. Like they could.
It's all made up. The Federal Reserve holds 4.6 trillion of it. Mutual funds and money markets hold another 4 trillion of it, and then there are other domestic banks that hold a bunch of the rest. So like the foreign.
I was just talking about foreign holdings, though. So the foreign holdings is 9.3 trillion, apparently, as of January 2026. So, like, I mean, dude, if I'm the rest of the world and, you know, Donald Trump's trying to throw his fucking dick around and be like, yo, dude, China gets together with Japan and the UK and the rest of these guys, and they dump fucking $4 or $5 trillion worth of treasuries on the market. Say good night. Say good night. The only thing that could buy up all that would be the Federal Reserve. So they would have to drastically expand their balance sheet. And the only way to do that is to print more money. So it's like, say goodbye to the dollar. This is, like you said, this could hasten the collapse of the dollar, which, it does need to happen. It has to happen. And the sooner it happens in the long run, it is better. But then this is a very, very precarious situation we found ourselves in. I don't think there's a lot of 4D chess going on. I think Trump got fucking bamboozled by Israel. I think Netanyahu sold him a fucking bill of goods. Be like, oh yeah, this will be just like Venezuela. And don't worry, they won't shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And then they did, which was pretty obvious. And now look what you got to do. Even the best case scenario, it sounds like now through these talks, would be the strait opens up with, instead of being able to use it for free, we got to pay a fine or a fee to transport things. The whole world will. They'll do some enrichment, because I don't think they're going to accept zero enrichment. I don't know what we're going to get at. Like I don't even think we can get back to the starting point that we were at with Iran before this. And even if we do, it's like, okay, so what was the point of all of this? It's like, oh, well, they didn't get a nuke. Now they can't get a nuclear weapon for like something. I did see, it might have been in that Zero Hedge article, that there were rumors that Iran had agreed to like a 5-year moratorium on nuclear enrichment. And the US wanted 20 years. So I don't know if there's any truth to those rumors, but
yeah, that was in the Zero Hedge article.
Yeah. Oh boy. You know, let's see what the market's closed. So let's see. Let me pull those up. Markets seem to be buying it, but you know, they just love to trade on these rumors. Everything's up big time. S&P up 2.21%, NASDAQ 1.81%, Dow up 0.66. Gold up 2%, silver up fucking 5.35. These are big moves. So they seem to be very optimistic about this round of talks, even though 2 days ago we tried this and nothing. We got nothing. So the only thing that's changed is this blockade. And okay, So maybe Iran's not making money hand over fist like they were a week ago, but I don't know, dude. I think they can wait this out a lot longer than Donald Trump can. All right. Is that everything for today?
Everything except for the Eric Swalwell thing, but I'd like to see how that plays out because there's more stuff coming out about that, and the more stuff that comes out about that, the funnier it gets, and that feels like Good Friday fare. Like, Eric,
how could we forget about Swalwell?
Making fun of Eric Swalwell is always a good time, and I feel like that's a Good Friday topic because, like I said, there's still more coming out. Like I was looking into it just with the stuff that we had, and then there's more other people that were there. But I want to let everything kind of flesh itself out a little bit further. And also, supposedly, he's going to resign from Congress here in the next couple of days. So I want to see if that actually happens and what the fallout is. I feel like that's a Good Friday show lead in because there's going to be a lot of craziness that goes with this.
I thought he already resigned from Congress. He didn't do that?
I don't think he is officially resigned yet.
Okay, he just said that he was going to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that escalated real quick. First, he wasn't going to suspend his campaign. Then he suspended his campaign, but he was going to stay in Congress. And now he's saying he's going to bail from Congress as well, because obviously he's concerned that his constituents wouldn't be getting his full attention. That's his biggest concern.
Seems like other people have been getting a lot of his attention anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's a delicious one, dude. That is a delicious. This is one of the believe all women. We need to prosecute anybody that's been accused of sexual misconduct. And on top of that, he's just such a fucking dumbass buffoon. It's great to watch. Like, where I'm more offended by like how bad of a congressman he is than the sexual allegations, personally. But yeah, we'll get into all that on Friday.
He is kind of a retard.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, these are the fact that he's a womanizer was the only thing I liked about him. All right. So yeah, we'll get out of here on that. Save the Swalwell stuff for Friday. We'll see if these talks materialize. I'm guessing nothing comes of that, and then after the markets close Friday, that will be the message. But talks fell apart because they don't want to do anything to spook the markets until they close on Friday, and then Trump will send some insane tweet on Sunday, and round we go. So until Friday, you guys know what to do. Just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.